He got him. He got him. John always prepared for the next step. Elige, the flowchart of the interview was ready to go. He's ready for that handshake, ready for that fist bump, whatever might come through. The question is Liquid going to be ready for what M80 are bringing to bear here? That's what we have to answer.
It's nice to hear that, you know, Elige is in that reality of where Liquid are right now. A team that is, I think, lacking a little bit of direction and identity at the moment. And that has definitely been showing up in terms of, you know, their map selection. This is a map pick of Liquid here, Dust2. Last, you know, 3 best of 3s that they've played here have not been pretty. And on their map selection, they got 4 rounds on Dust2 yesterday versus Astralis and IEM Rio. That's 5 rounds on Ancient, their map selection, and then 2 on Ancient again versus Spirit. So some big problems there. But we got a pistol. We'll see if they can get off to a good start on their map pick this time around. It's Elige getting chased down and eliminated out of the round, and holding long as well as Swisher. So not a great option for the bailout. They're going to try and make a move up long here with a cross smoke as well.
That's really all they got. That's all they can do. Try and set this up. They want to try and isolate a fight before the smoke goes down, and Ultimate's really pressing the issue, but he's about to find 2. So there's the smoke. Now they're trying to go for the cross. There's a gap on the left side of this. It's not going to make it easy.
Ooh.
And indeed, it all falls to Shoe8, who's getting tipped down through the smoke and ripped asunder. Good pistol round. Strong one for M80. They got the better of Liquid the last time these two teams met, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the Draculan, I believe?
That was indeed at the Draculan. The Draculan that M80 then went on to be winning. So recent history does favor the M80 side, but that was right after some changes over on the Liquid side. That being said, it feels like, okay, as much as Liquid have been changing and shifting up players, and the latest one is bringing in mobs for nerds, it feels like we're always having the same conversations for them. They're not on the same page. There's competing philosophies. The communication's not quite flowing. They don't have the same ideas for how they want to play the game. Elige was even in that pre-interview saying some of their prep for what they wanted yesterday wound up being wrong. It just... There's always something that seems to be going around, and there always is this conversation around Liquid, and we've seen it through a lot of different versions of this team now, Cole.
Yeah. I mean, there's, I think, big questions about how they want to define the roles. I mean, at this point, we know Elige can be a very clear star of this roster, but the level isn't there, at least for this year. And there's just so many questions to answer for this team right now. And I think it's going to require even more shifting, whether that is in like roles and how they want to play with these different pieces, or, you know, in other departments as well.
I thought it was interesting that in that pre-interview, Elige talked about he feels like M80's in a similar place where they haven't had the success they expected with the JBA edition. Quick cleanup for Swisher. He does get his bell rung, but it's no concern just yet. And indeed, NAF is next to falter, as it is JBA to deliver some of those kills with the MP9. It feels like this season in general, North American teams have really taken a bit of a step back. Even those that we expected to surge forward, M80 with the JBA edition, NRG bringing in Grim, bringing back OC. It feels like some teams that showed some promise last year have really struggled to find their footing again.
Yeah, and I will give M80 a little bit more credit here. They did have a big push to the major, but maybe, you know, that was full throttle for them, right?
Yeah.
They were playing so many tier 2 events, you know, up and down results, but they were at least able to secure that Draculan win, and that really changed the tides of the team. Wow, that worked out for Elige. He fully blinded up towards middle. JBA is available for the quick trade and an upgrade.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Dude, I mean, his gun barrel was not even close. I think it was the inaccuracy on the run and gun that got the job done. But
full blind run and gun and just a straight up headshot onto Lake. Sometimes
you'll take what you can get
done like that.
It's going to create a weakness on the catwalk approach. This is the perfect route here for Liquid to take, and they're going to do so silently, which is even more effective. Is Malb's going to be super aggressive on this long attack, because that could lead to a 3v4 advantage if slaxz is able to hold the line.
Yeah. The question is the patience, right? When do you make your move? And Mobs is actually backing away from this, so slaxz is going to need a lot of patience as they're trying to clear it out from the site itself.
Planning for Cat. That's interesting.
Familiarity here between slaxz and Mobs, certainly. Mobs, once upon a time, wearing this jersey. And this time, Mobs gets the better of him. Now you got the long control, and now you got an M80 that's backing away.
I have to call it a day here. Not a bad idea. Hold on to 3 rifles. Much better than trying to pull that retake together with the positioning. But yeah, I think that M80 maybe slightly taken their foot off the pedal after that big stint in Europe, having to come back into North America and play some events as well. It's understandable. It was a very intense time, I'd imagine, for the team.
Terrorists win.
But now that you're back here in Atlanta, you want to be able to show what you're working on and kind of get back into shape, I feel like, for me. And in that first series, we definitely saw an M80 team that was a little bit out of shape.
Yeah. Yeah. The issues that we saw, we're going to need to keep an eye on, especially when you go to the T side, right? Because we were noticing there was a lot of these moments where M80 sort of seemed to have the initial idea, and then after they get the initial skirmish or the initial engagement, there was a lot of hesitancy for that next step, that next follow-through. So we'll keep an eye on that. That'll matter more after the half switch. For now, on the CT side, there's a little bit of comfort on the defense. And we ask the questions of Liquid instead. One thing that I would love to see in this iteration of Liquid is a surging Mobs. We've seen the heights that he could be at. We saw the heights he was at in the M80 jersey and after his initial stint in G2. But it's been a little quieter. Mobs definitely going on a bit of a journey to refine himself as a player. And when he's on, he's just such an exciting guy to watch that I would really like to see that return to the forefront. Elige will be going to the back front, the back bench in this round because he's dead. He's got to watch.
Back burner?
Back burner. That's a good one.
Don't use that often.
Just walk through.
A lot of potential shooting, creating some space here. Swisher not realizing, and it's going to be an extra element to this A attack here. And he will find the kill on the rotating player there. Swisher sidelined. Still a lot to work through though. Slaxz still available, but he doesn't have his weapon of choice here. The A1S still doing him justice though. Reload and protected by Sin. 2 Germans holding things down here, and even more ground being contained here. Sin not allowing for the scale up. It's just Naf left standing, avoiding the HE for now, but won't be able to avoid this flank for long here. It's coming through quickly. JBA just distracting, forcing him to look the wrong direction, and that's where Lake will strike. A very clean round in the finish right there for M80.
First time out taken. Early on from Liquid, so Flashy getting in on the comms, wanting to change something up here. Def getting loud for the team. Speaking of coaches, making sure that Liquid hears him. And interesting here that this is all Flashy talking. Now Shui starts to get a word in, but the first 25 seconds of that was all Flashy.
It's not bad ideas to open things up, right? Shui getting in that position, really effective and has a lot of potential. Just couldn't get up towards the catwalk as they were hoping for, especially without slaxz and an op. You are hoping for a little bit more ground to gain in that direction, but couldn't close the distance. And whatever was called out here, it's heading in towards B, and it might be quick. Smoke's already down for doors, and the counter utility coming through here to try and delay as much as possible. JBA with a spray down, multi-kill provided. HE to blow open the smoke, and a bit of patience from Liquid before they make a move. But another HE tossed in is going to open up vision for Ultimate to offer the punish. With a fast flank here, Swisher is keeping his pedal to the metal here. And this might be the element of surprise. There's 2 very low HP bars. It is protected, but losing the bomb planter, it leaves Shui stuck in the back of the site.
Yeah, well worth the trade. Well worth it. And now it's the German duo to work their way back in towards the site. The bomb's so close to them that Shui has to be the one to take the initiative. Has to be the one to make the move. He's got a flashbang. The perfect flash here. could win this round.
Oh, they're moving.
But I won't give them the opportunity to play off of each other, take the momentum themselves, and that is M80 again.
Well handled right there, as you said, taking the initiative, not allowing for Shui to make the next move. Had a little bit of an unknown quantity with how silent that round was that he could have potentially split, but Swisher pushing past that smoke and finding the multi-kill is everything. That is a very clear indicator of what M80 were talking about yesterday. They are loud and proud of just about every round and every opportunity here now. That is a burst of energy we didn't get out of them yesterday. Didn't have a lot of potential for it, right? Legacy handled them.
Maybe more to the credit of Legacy at this point. I mean, certainly they did show quite nicely, but maybe we have to give them even more of their flowers.
Well, they might be in the playoffs here soon. Up 10-1 or 10-3, and
yeah, they're smoking Astralis right now. Starting to think Legacy might just be seasonal, you know?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Sin is in his season. He's in bloom right now. And the flowers smell sweet if you're in an M80 jersey. At least a little something of an answer back from Elige, but this round's a non-starter.
No chance to break ground there towards the long duels. Quick spray down, even blinded up there. There's limited room for error when you got that choke point held together. And M80, limited casualties in that round here. It's going to bolster up the bank account for them. You're going to need another gun round here out of Liquid. I believe this is the first time Ultimate's going to be wielding an op. And he tries for a B pick. That gets met by a smoke HE to blow it open. JBA playing close around it with an MP9.
Look at this from Swisher. Oh, he gave a footstep.
Oh.
He gave a footstep. Shui's hurt him.
Oopsie.
Now they know it's a skirmish on both sides, but Lake's here for the lower players. They're dumping util, and the CTs get away with it.
Oh,
and
in a big way there. And HE took it down damage.
All right, so they get something out of this. It didn't quite go to plan. It's not what they were hoping for. They would have loved some kills and some control. But they'll take the nade damage and not losing anybody.
I mean, considering that small little misstep from Swisher, the fact that that doesn't get punished is a relief in its own right. The fact that they walk away with an advantage is even nicer. A minute on the clock here left for Liquid to make a move up catwalk. That's their goal. That's their intention. They're going to slowly take that space here. Try and manipulate as much as possible now here. But yeah, there's ground being gained here towards the long doors. And Sin, who's 8-1 right now, how far does he want to make a move?
They've been coaxed back from this cat play. We're hitting 35 seconds. They have no information.
He's going.
They really don't have much of anything to light the way, so they're going to throw the tunnel smokes in mid, and that's going to give Sin the opportunity to strike. He catches the one. He sees everything. Just doesn't want to give up his life. Elige, frustration creeping through as that flank comes in, but they've just been stalled out. They've got 20 seconds. Shui has to get this bomb on towards the site. The tunnel player is gone. That means it's all Shui. And slaxz knows he just has to buy time, just has to stay alive, dropping that C4. Next customer up to the fray. 6, 5, 4. Oh, 3 comes off of it. Expects the player close, and there's the round gone. Mobs, yes, he caught the kill. He was right. He needed to pull off the bomb. But the round itself denied.
Just a quick move right there. Throwing that flashbang and getting out of dodge there, knowing if he's either going to get that kill or we're going to win the round. If he's off the bomb, and it's slaxz holding the line there with that extra frag is everything. Second timeout call. You saw the frustration in Liquid's face, especially in Elise right there, who's the unfortunate casualty of that fast flank from Sen. That long side being overlooked as the mid to B smokes come on. And that's the cue for Sen to activate. As soon as those mid to B smokes are tossed, he is instantly sprinting top of mid for that connection. And it just creates so much chaos in the comms there for Liquid.
Can we just do simple now we start this jump spot and we can
Simple something Jump spot. I'm putting the pieces together here.
I need to turn my volume up. You're catching these comms. They just sound like whispers to me. But then the gunshots are a little too loud and the screams are a little too loud. And I just don't know.
You got tender little ears. I understand.
Yeah.
These are the risks we must take to glean little droplets of information. Got to quench my thirst for knowledge.
That is fair.
Try and read what they're bringing into these rounds. I mean, this one looks pretty vanilla, so I don't think they're doing anything too crazy.
Try and set up Malbs here, trying to work the catwalk control. Maybe have a little bit more emphasis on the long flank if it is a mid to B. Make sure that Sin doesn't get away with the same thing, but have well placed HE onto one of those rifles that you love to see there. Just 50 damage taken off the shoulders of Malbs, making his entry path a little bit more tricky. Right now the pathway is very clear up catwalk. And a molly to stall them out. They're going through it.
Back to the Cosm. They're going. They're braving it. Catches them off guard. Naf, that's a hell of an entry. That's a bomb plan, all but guaranteed. Naf takes out the long player as well. And it's a good round to be a Naffer because that's just sealed the deal on this. M80 have lost their appetite. The Deagles continue to rink out. All headshots all the way. 4 shots fired, 4 kills collected. And Swisher wondering where the hell his team's gone.
Just left scratching his head, man. What is that round? The Liquid needed a surge of energy as they've been silenced.
That's got to get the good vibes flowing. Come on now.
It's got to. It's got to lead to something special here. If that was ever a catalyst to get loud, to build up a little bit of energy and put M80 in their place, it's got to be around like that.
I mean, it's not going to be Naf popping off. Come on now.
Yeah.
Never going to be Naf popping off.
Nice shot. It was a nice shot. A couple of them. Oh my goodness.
Didn't even flinch. Didn't even change expression.
Naf, after he just hit a nasty 2K, saved his teammates from any more despair in this T side early.
Sin looks like he wants to rub his eyes out of his head. You hear the sounds of the nice on the other side. So there's something about if they don't take cat, there's something that they can do in the M80 response. Any lip readers in the chat? Let us know what you got. We'll compare notes. By the end of this game, we'll have assembled the whole scrapbook.
I heard something about going into pit. Seemed more like a question, though, than a solution. Early priority on taking along once again here for M80. And Liquid are moving fast through lower tons. You gotta try and get catwalk again. In a big pressure point, Liquid have loved to push on. And it's been slaxz a lot of times without Nop that has had to deal with that pressure.
Scout just doesn't quite have the same move. Sin with response util to try and keep them contained. Mid players get pushed back. Meanwhile, M80 take control towards tunnels. So this is the change-up play. They get aggressive here towards B. And is this going to be checked? Oh, they're jumping into this. Now it is, certainly. And Naf anticipates the second, but not quite enough. JBA able to trade it and able to put them on notice.
See if Liquid want to speed anything up off the back of that, right? You see JBA working his way through tunnels, and he dealt with the other B presence. But they're not interested in rushing the issue here. Instead, they're still focused on catwalk, and Swisher elevates for the frag. More presence here on the A side, but Malbs will hand out a quick headshot for that. They have to rely on another Sin's flank, but yeah, this is no resistance left here.
What are you going to do? A wounded Swisher in CT. Sin lighting the way with a 5-7, jumping around the corner. Try and get some information. It's Swisher to creep out. Might be able to create the window.
All stuck on the site right now.
He's hoping that they create some space, but it's ultimate on the line, and there's nothing doing here. The AWP makes its presence felt on this Liquid side, and we've got a game now, folks.
There you go. There's the energy coming through from Liquid right there. You definitely feel it as the relief comes in. Knowing that the economy's broken on the other end of the side as well. Look at this headshot from Malvs. A quick target dealing with slaxz's scout before he even gets a chance to pop a shot off. One flashbang. Going to be sent out towards long for a little bit of ground to try and take Shui on, but not as effective as he would have hoped. And they're just going to run into the meat grinder here. 5 quick duels won by Liquid. And M80 kind of knew their fate in that round.
Gotta be feeling good if you're shooting. Picking up a 4K, always nice. Even if it's a little bit more of a straightforward one. But now it's the business.
Ooh, Ultimate looking for a play. Trying to give himself a better angle to fight towards the middle. He wants to tussle with slaxz, but slaxz not present in this exchange. So one-sided beef here as Malvs works his way out long, and definitely one-sided in his favor there before Swisher is able to track his target through the smoke.
The problem here is somebody's going to have to go all the way back up to recover the bomb. It was left outside of long.
That's a bit of
I don't know if the protocol idea was for Malvs to take that space and then come back for it, but right now they're going very far in towards A, and they don't have the C4.
It's going to have to be NAF if they actually make a move up catwalk, and they are. So it's a long road before they can even get that bomb planted, but they're going to call it away from that A play. Just wanted to threaten it a little bit, bait out some utility, and it's mission accomplished in that sense. Still got to set an end goal here, and it's going to be a boost above the smoke here for the CT side. Into the way forward. A little bit of vision here for Shui to knock him off the post.
That's not the result you were hoping for M80, and now they know they've got the presence out towards long because no one came looking for that bomb, and they know they got the initial defender. To calculate a risk here from Liquid, but they gain the space rapidly, and Lake has to hold the line. Able to do so, JBA shuts down middle, and what was looking so very good for a moment is coming apart at the seams. 25 seconds to try and put this one together. Lake under threat, but do they expect to play Gandalf? No. So Sin can capitalize, and Elige no health, no time. And a flank quickly encroaching from long. Shots will land. JBA confirms the round.
Oh. Didn't get the up. slaxz is actually, he's been missing that gun here for the majority of the half. He really wanted a chance. It's on your screen. I mean, you immediately called that out as well. He was screaming it.
You know, he's just been thinking, as soon as the opera died, he's like, all right, where was the op? Where was the op? Where is the op? Please, please, give me a scope.
From across the screen there from Elige as well. Screaming for that AWP, but won't have it for the last round of half. Instead, gonna have to deal with the rifle. And they're gonna have to deal with a man disadvantage here. We'll see how slaxz works with that A1S. He lines up a lot. It does a lot of damage there. So still making do with the tools that he has.
If he has an op, he gets that first kill, but I don't think he gets the second. So, you know, make good with what you got.
Oh, he didn't get the second.
Couple
but he
of
did do damage.
Chasing to lower here. Look at this. Oh, no. They go for the box instead. Could have been pretty deadly onto ultimate.
JBA's playing outside the site right now, so this could be an open target here. Caught with utility out in hand. JBA not able to get his gun out in time. Quick punish from NAF, who is going to get dealt with late. Door smoke coming through, but Shui takes that as a window of opportunity here and a man advantage. And only the 2 Germans left here to try and save M80. Give them an 8th round.
Language swap activated. Retake mode enabled. Oh, all right,
yes,
slaxz, who needs an op? Who needs an op? Come on now, still dealing out laser beams. And now they're focused.
Oh my God.
Locking on the tunnel player. That gives him the space, and there we go. Retake mode activated indeed. all smiles for JBA and the lead secured for M80 as we head to the break. Into the second half here of Dust2. M80 double up the scoreline of Liquid. But now Liquid on the defense might be able to get something going here. A few frisky retakes out from that M80 side, keeping things interesting on Dust. And a reminder that this is Liquid's map pick, so they would very much like to get back into the action, and a pistol would go a long way to doing that.
See if they can keep this one competitive here. Again, their map picks have gone missing. Don't really have a home turf for themselves. So hoping to find a little bit more ground here on Dust2. And the first half didn't go as they had hoped here, especially in that last round, that retake coming through. Providing some serious support here for M80 on this T side. They are walking into a good setup here. Liquid are at the ready with a whole lot of counter utility for this cat execute that is inevitable. It's coming their way. And Lee's going to have a lot to do to deal with the pressure here, but he loses his teammate quickly. Is able to hold the line with the help from Malbs, with the long flank coming through. It leaves Elise dancing inside the site and overwhelmed.
Dooley's on deck.
Ooh, that's a bomb.
Ultimate coming back in with that bomb now dropped. Invasion, you've got 4 pistols pointed the way of this C4. They're going to try and recover, but it's headshots required, and that's exactly what they'll get. Who needs a bomb after all?
How do they make that work? The double dualies on the headshot angle feels perfect. With the bomb in your control, it forces him to fight forward. But they're able to land the headshots to seal things up in the end. And the collapse comes through, eliminates the threat of Elige by just simply overrunning him. I don't know, that feels like a pistol that Liquid really couldn't afford to lose. Now I've got to make things work with a full eco here. They're prioritizing the gun rounds. So they're going to see rifles early at the very least, but definitely limits the threat that this round could provide. Got upper tons control. You got long control here for the T side, though. JBA just sitting outside of tunnels right now, hoping for an overextension. That's a good molly. Gonna tick a little bit of damage onto ultimate, but he'll stay safe, and with the element of surprise, could do some damage here. He's getting checked, though. That's great diligence done on a round like this. And all the kills coming to fruition there. Malbus and his Deagle. Always good for a little bit of damage. Why not some more? Why not make this one possible here now?
Oh my goodness, he knew exactly where he was going to be. That was, I mean, straight up calling the shot. All right, they're taking A. I know where JBA is coming from. I need this kill if I'm going to go for the retake. Still, if they don't give him a fight, there should be very little that Mobs can actually do about this, and he knows it. Trying to call him out, trying to put shots through the box.
Peek me, Swisher.
No one's giving him an inch. It'll be Sin eventually to bring in the kill, but that's the respect these guys have for their former teammate. No eager peeking against that Deagle. They felt it sting a few too many times themselves.
In their favor. And they already felt the sting right there with those two pickups that he got, but as you said, just not giving him the challenge. That's a ridiculous shot on the ramp presence, and reach the next point of contact, but still two more pieces to chew through, and the respect was certainly shown. Rifles out, as I said. A1S is coming through into the mix. Decent bit of utility for the CT side, and Alicia's hoping for a spam. I think a boost up. Just an HE tossing right now. That's on the money. Lake taken down to half HP. Molly forcing them into a forward fight, though. Takes
How much was that
away the escape plan, and it hurts quite a bit! They ran back into it trying to escape. 20 HP for Shui. Ultimate goes down to half.
I think they got nervous. I think they got nervous. There was some sort of setup coming in to punish. And to be fair, I'd be nervous too.
It's justified, but it's a big sacrifice.
A little bit getting a mid. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it comes back to haunt them. Certainly could. As the smoke fades, Sin's gaining the ground. Looks for the entry, but Naf hangs on by a whisper. To the site now, it's Elige under siege. Trying to just buy time. Trying to buy time, but Swisher's collecting his teammates as they try and...
Oh, great flash.
And what a moment to find it. Mid player dealt with. It's all just Swisher. Has the C4. Has 44 seconds. Wants to catch this player off guard. Leaves it just to Elige. Dancing through the door. He's running out of bullets. And Swisher has just enough.
Enough in the tank right there, and a necessary round for Liquid to win. Just dwindles right in front of Elige's eyes. As he's the last man standing in that round as one of the B anchoring presence, the one that took the early contact there as well, is somehow only left into the 1v1, and Swisher just able to win out that head-to-head.
Magic moment from Swisher. Dynamic.
We've seen a big upward trend for Swisher throughout this year. Been having one of his best seasons right now for himself, which is interesting when you look at, you know, the step back that he had, and I think entering into more of that role player environment that he's been going for. But right now he's been able to be the star of the show for M80 in some of these events, and clutch like that gonna matter so much in building up that confidence even further, and denying Elige, I'd say, is in a definite downward trend. This has been one of his toughest years.
Denying Liquid the chance to get into this game, right? Now it's full desperation stations on this round. Lots of limitations, but they cannot afford to wait any longer, and Sin has just erased mobs from this server. jumping around the corner with the MAC-10. That one is going to sting. And so there are 4 players standing between Liquid and watching a map point hit the board on their own map pick.
There's only one player on the B-bomb side as well, and that's where they're heading. Good luck, problem here. How's the FAMAS up against 4? He's going to get help, though. There's a pretty shifty rotate coming through in ultimate. He only has a scout. Can he get there in time? It doesn't seem like it. And he lands a tag, but not the frag.
At this point, I know it's desperation.
Territory.
It has to be. It has to be. It's the disciplined call, and now they are, in fact, backing away. But you've already got Lake trying to threaten. The question is, does Lake want to risk giving them an AK, right? Because he knows their buy is so strung out, so rough right now, that actually giving them the opportunity to AK might be more of a help than a hindrance.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. I'm showing a little bit of reserve. And this is the concern that I was highlighting here, that where Liquid don't really have a home turf. Their map picks have been just desperate for them. And this is another example of it. Again, in those last 4 series in between Atlanta and IEM Rio as well, you have gotten maximum 5 rounds on your map selection.
That's brutal.
That's over 4 series. And this could be a continuation of that trend right now if they just get shut out in this next one. They've tried a couple.
Incendiary comes in, which will slow this down for a moment, but M80 really just want to get this done with. And Nap's going to swing in straight to his death. It's a MAC-10 to do it as well. Lake providing the entries. Elige swings into the fray, and he's able to slip back out the window. So he keeps them fighting at the very least, keeps this possibility in their minds. And Swisher harassing and harrying and finding the kill. Ultimate will not be coming as part of the reinforcements. So it's a 3-on-4 retake with a flank from Swisher, fast encroaching.
Recycled utility, smokes in for doors and windows. I mean, what do you do here? You just have limited utility as well.
They need a hero. They need an absolute hero. Who's going to rise to the occasion? It won't be Shui. Trying to create space for his team. It all falls to Mobs, and this is hopeless. This is dire. This is devastation. Bullets harassing him. They're chasing. No more respect being shown. This one's done, and M80 know it. It's just a matter of letting the last few seconds slip off the clock. Dust2 is their domain. Liquid's woes continue.
Oh boy, yeah, that is terrifying stuff there. Liquid not really able to show the energy. Had some life in them in that first half with a little bit of back and forth.
Off of each other, that those kind of moments weren't happening when we saw them playing yesterday. So to me, that's just a world of difference. And meanwhile, I don't think Liquid are in a whole new world. I think they're in a whole new nightmare, to be quite frank. And Inferno, I don't know. Based on what we were seeing on Dust2, I didn't see a lot of positives to build on to change my opinion. So I think Liquid need to change what we're seeing, need to change their own belief pretty dang quickly here.
It did have a lot of rough stats for Liquid's map selection, but the opponent's map picks, you know, they seem to be a little closer. So maybe that's something to look forward to for
that's the silver lining.
Liquid fans out there. That they usually do better on their opponent's map pick, at least in these last couple of events. So we'll see if that remains true as well. They would love to get off to a nice start.
I think, honestly,
as you said, the momentum has been flowing.
For a Liquid fan, they'll just take like a
no way
lining, anything. How does JBA get that turn? Whatever silver linings you're finding, they're tarnished right now because JBA has just ruined the setup for Liquid. They had exactly the spot to deal with him, and it just didn't matter. Sure, he at least gets a nade kill, but this one's over. This one is done. The bomb's planted. Okay, Ultimate opens up the possibility. He opens up the possibility that something happens here. Mobs has to wait for his teammate to get around. He's looking for some isolated fights in towards the pit player. Spots him, reveals his location, and getting that little bit of chip damage onto Swisher. Forces him to tuck in a bit more. The Ultimate doesn't even look like he's going for this.
Smoking and a flashbang to get in, but yeah, you're right. They've given this one up. Interesting. Mobs has the best prize here of utility and armor. Ultimate would love to send one packing, if that's a possibility. How? I actually can't believe it. 2 kills to the bomb. That's nice.
Look,
But
I'm not going to say it was a likely retake.
it was better
really
than
a
what we
retake you could
just
afford to
saw.
not even try?
Yeah. I mean, Ultimate on the exit didn't even get it. This is ridiculous. I mean, there's no business with that right there. JBA finding a double right there. I mean, shots are just vanishing in thin air for Liquid. He faced 4 guns and apartments right there.
Well, okay. Liquid going for the force buy here.
Oh, no.
We got an MP9, we got an MP7, we got a Mulv's dead already, and the B site's lost. And this force buy, you can pull the plug on. It's going down the train. It's over.
A little committed.
20 seconds, it's over. Done. At least Liquid are likely going to be able to save 4 and try again.
Oh.
They will save 3 and try again.
Okay. They get an upgrade. So there's a chance to pick up that MP9 and that MP7. If they're so inclined. A smoke for bottom banana would help them get there.
That was a blink and you miss it round.
I mean, Malbs missed the whole round because he was flashed the whole time. he got flashed at the top of banana. He was running into a brick wall in that position trying to escape in towards CT, but was so blind that he couldn't even see where he was going.
Terrorists win.
Let's see this again. Look where look at where he's at. He's thinking he's running in towards CT. He's gonna find safety. Maybe they can play the exit game. No.
No.
He's in
safety
pool,
for him.
unfortunately.
The geometry has betrayed him. It's never good to be blind in a pool. I hear that is a little bit of a concern.
That would be terrifying.
Smokes up, a little bit of utility behind it this time, and Mobs is dead once again. But Shui gets a trade. Shui gets another.
Oh, wow.
Shui making this a little bit more competitive. They're still going to concede the bomb plant off the rip. It's still going to be a very limited retake, but it's a 2-on-2. Shui, the captain of the squad, trying to kick some life into his teammates. Might just have done it.
I mean, there's the only chance you got right here. I mean, the fact that he gets 3 is already massive. Can they make anything else happen? Shutting up some utility here, trying to delay this retake as long as possible. Ultimate gonna lead the charge with a 5-7 in hand. Crossfire in the back of the site, and they find both kills quickly. And that spark is going to be ignited the rest of the team to close things down. Shui's 3K made good on. With time
Here
to
we go.
defuse right there.
Here we go. Shui he pulled out the defibrillator. He slapped those stickers up on Liquid's chest. And he pushed the button. Shot some electricity into them. That's got to get them going. He's getting loud as well. He's trying to pump some energy into the comms. Needs somebody to pick up the torch now. His teammates did in that one. But the question is, can they avoid the immediate reset? They've got an op out on Ultimate. They've got money to spare here because that was the limited buy, because it was the eco that they had saved for the previous round. Now, what can they do with it here?
A lot of SMG kills from Shui as well. They build up a decent bank account. Got to be the start of something good here. Ready with some utility for Banana, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be HEs in order here. Going to let him take control here first. Swisher does a good job of evading that util. Second HE tossed in, and it's going to go full on empty hands here. It's a nice block of the smoke, though, for Elige. Limit access with the molly to back it up. He's taking a confident duel there, but doesn't want to re-peek into the angle. The missed shot from Ultimate puts the pressure on this A side big time.
Utility's just about gone here for M80. We got a smoke and 2 flashes to try and make whatever take happen. Can re-smoke Moto and go for this, but the bomb's committed. Up towards the one-time hay cart.
I've took a lot of damage crossing back in towards that site, so that reposition got to be worth it. Boost up. We'll see if Shui predicts it. Is he going to clear it? Good enough for the kill. AK scooped up for Sid. Double swing in. And Eli's going to keep things positive for his team. He wants more, though, it seems. And slaxz is going to provide him that access here. Another frag coming through from Elige. Big multi. Ultimate on the post is not able to adjust there. Swisher drops him. Low HP
boy.
on the site for Naf. He's going to fall. It's just a lead, and Swisher tears through 3.
Swisher be swishing in this one. And now Mobs needs to crack his goose egg. It's a laser beam into the mini pit first, but JP8 doesn't need to give him a fight. Mobs can only afford to tap away for so long. He's a little in front of him. He knows where they both are. There's the headshot. There's the haircut, but there is no stopping Swisher in this.
Every clutch from Michael Swisher Schmidt.
Every clutch from Mike. Indeed.
I feel like he's
So
talking to me.
calm. Is that how you're looking like in the server there?
God, I wish.
Seen a couple Mike clutches. I don't know if you're lasting long enough in the rounds for that to happen.
Few and far between, my friend. Few and far between. But it's okay. I get to enjoy Swishers. He does our name
Every
good.
clutch from Michael.
That was just ridiculous. I mean, the precision, the aim. You touched on it last map that Swisher has really seen a renaissance in his individual form in this team. It's something really cool to see. I actually want to harken back to a conversation I had with Malbs way back when he first left this roster, which is that M80 had a decision to make, right? Which was who's going to take Malbs' roles. How are they going to do that? How are they going to replace him? And the decision they ultimately wound up making was they went out and got Lake. And they put Lake into a lot of Malbs' position, pretty 1-for-1. And they did a lot of featuring around Lake, right? At the time, when I was talking to Malbs on his way into G2, he said he actually thought they should have given the roles to Swisher and given him more resources. Because we've seen the mechanical ability from Swisher before, but he's played a lot of sacrificial roles. Speaking of sacrifices, Ultimate almost burns himself on a sacrificial pyre there. And eventually, the man we're talking about, Swisher, comes right through. Malbs trying to chase that kill back, gets caught by the MAC-10, and it's another disastrous start for Liquid.
Trying to force the issue on the holding this banana side, and they just get bested. Utility phenomenal to keep Ultimate's off at bay. Takes him down to 19 HP, and he re-swings into the angle. That is easy pickings. As you said, I was just hopeful that that flash was good enough, but not the case.
I mean, it certainly blinded Swisher. Problem was, there was another guy.
There's always that other guy there. Swisher and the Lake, those two that you mentioned. So often the case when a new guy comes on the block there, especially for Lake, who was very inexperienced, to hop in there and be given the trust that M80 gave.
I mean, Lake was genuinely a Launder's Land
like
discovery.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, advanced player, I think, at the time.
He lit up a Launder's Land and was on M80 within months.
Yep.
If that's not NACS, I don't know what is. And I mean, clearly it's paid off. He has more than made good on the potential they saw in him.
I think history shows that it can be a big mistake in not really giving opportunities to those new guys. Think of, I mean, in this case, like Nix, who's kind of a similar example, but also seems pretty comfortable in the anchoring positions. Sometimes if you're the new guy, you just get given the worst roles and you just got to perform. Happened with Grim.
It is always that philosophical conversation, right? It's like, do we keep our existing players comfortable, or do we try and make the new guy as comfortable as possible in a jump up in competition? And I mean, conveniently for M80 at the time, everybody did stay in their roles, and Lake slotted in nicely to the roles they were trying to fill. Those just happened to be spotlight roles.
When you're in the spotlight, you got to rise to the occasion. He was able to provide that.
You got to do a little dance. Little pirouette. Now imagine Lake in a 2-2 in Ballet Flats. I think he could rock it.
Yeah. He'd be willing.
I don't know about that, but I think he can pull it off.
He'd do it for the skit.
Someone get
Next
ready.
season of Pro League, we'll get on that.
We can make this happen. Somebody get writing. Okay, what do we have to work with here for Liquid?
Still got a good buy up here.
It's a partial as well, right? So they're going to presumably have a buy into the next. It's Mobs is going to be perhaps a little bit more limited. But Ultimate needs to show us why they've prioritized this AWP.
Yeah, he's been trying to force some duels here. Not as successful as he would hope. Set up an HE to try and blow open the smoke there. Ultimate taking a little bit more of a passive approach in this case. And now he's going to start to step forward. Has a flashbang ready. And that molly comes through just in the nick of time. But he still is able to work around the angles. And Mobs is going to burn in the flames. Ultimate.
This time I think they bought him the fireproof boots. Much better. Well, he eats a nade afterwards, so not so much healthier. But he was for a moment.
But he's still got full control of Banana, so this is going to allow everyone else to keep their positions on A. And needing that access here, they run into two rifles at the ready, Elish and Naf. This dynamic duo keeping things fully contained here. It's just Sin left, dwindling away on HP. They're going to look to chase a small lineup, but not going to be able to complete the mission there. And Liquid are able to capitalize.
Now that's more like it for Liquid. A little bit of a different look there with the awning setup with a player high-low. Catch them off guard. Ultimate gets his initial pick, stays alive, which means they want to stay away from that off presence. That one goes to plan. That's the way they drew it up. That's the way that's supposed to work. Another buy here, but it's a lot of Galils.
Breath of fresh air. It's a lot of Galils for sure. Prioritizing that utility. Swisher not even going for head Kevlar so he can buy that extra util. They have intended here. So far, not connecting on as much damage here on the T side with that util as they have in the past. And of course, Mal is going to continue to fight for this space on Banana.
Oh, look at this. They know the ops on the other side because of the nade pop, or at least they make an educated guess. So they take the presence towards lane. I like that as a response. They don't ultimately decide to carry it up all the way, but it's an interesting concept for it in terms of a reaction. Smoke on the half wall. Going to allow Mobs to stick around here. He wants to get close to this, and they're going to come his way.
Walk through.
Oh, Mobs lasers onto the first. Knows that there's potentially more coming through, but they don't have a flashbang poised for it, so they hesitate. And now Mobs slinks forward, not one to give ground. Slide into top car here. And they will quickly realize. I think his silencer might have betrayed him there. That wood panel affords you very little cover indeed, but there's still two players here to defend, including Ultimate on this op. 30 seconds. They have to go for it. Smoke to push him off. He's going to commit. He's going to press forward. He's playing the edge of this, and he makes good on it. Indeed, able to slip away. He's done his damage. Now it's up to Shuei, who also delivers. Slips back into the new box as the flames fade. Swisher goes high and lays a couple low.
Bomb has been planted.
Gets refreshed on that rifle as well. slaxz gonna need to do more heavy lifting though. He's got himself low HP for Elise, but he gets plucked off the post right there. Ultimate able to stretch out for that frag, and now it's all on the shoulders of slaxz, but he's still able to find the frag on a NAF. It's just Ultimate with the op out, trying to find an angle. Jiggles coming through. He didn't catch the visual. And so slaxz gonna fall. Ultimate delivers once again. And is gonna buy Liquid more life here.
Now that's the Ultimate we've been waiting for. That's the Ultimate making his presence known. The last couple of rounds really starting to come to bear. This is the Ultimate that Liquid would like to see a whole lot more of. He's shown the flashes. But when he's playing like this, when he's taking his space, when he's dominating his fights, when he's hitting the quick flick up onto the box, that's the Ultimate who will win your rounds. Oh, look at that. Just spotted a toe. A toe, and that was enough to go.
A little sliver there. Had a couple of tough early rounds, but the consistency in which he's had the op is going to eventually get him hot on the CT side. We know it's difficult to transition that op over towards T as well, so this is his chance to thrive on the defense right now if they want opportunities, creating that pathway. Committed setup here for Elish, not shying away from the duel of brackets, and is going to get the fight. The lineup is beautiful, but JBA does hand out a Tech 9 headshot here. Going to swing into the op, though, trying to scoop up that rifle. That'll be the end of the round for him.
Should be very little to nothing that they could do here. Especially as the third player comes over. Should we just playing a little bit of contain, making sure they can't slip in towards CT?
Run boost.
Okay,
Gotta throw the op off a little bit.
Makes him nervous. But he just resets. Calm, cool, collected. Again, exactly what you want to see from Ultimate here. Don't need to take any more of those fights. Let your rifles do the work. Water smoke is gone. Do not need to engage, and so he won't. Well done there. No danger in the round for Liquid.
Nice handled right there, Ultimate. Playing that one with some good composure. M80 forced into a timeout. So they got another gun round around the corner. But they are running headfirst into this opping presence.
Hot music hits. Def very vocal in this one. Giving ideas. Giving them a couple options. Putting the wheelhouse.
Like switching up the order.
Which one he wants to do.
Yeah, because right there you hear a little bit of first mid control, then B control, which is a little bit reversed to what they have been doing. They've been putting a lot of pressure on B early on with the util. So a switch up in the approach here.
See if that's what they do.
Potentially. Huh, looks like
no.
Sticking to the guns. Gonna take the space on banana first things first. Keep mouths at bay. They're eating damage for it though. That time it's a perfect HE target there from Shui. Second one tossed in, not as effective, but still the damage is set in stone there.
And now we're going to get the retake set, right? There's 3 players here. So they're thinking about throwing the flashbangs to try and get back around the angle, try and retake that top car presence. Something that M80 doesn't really want to afford them. But the opportunity here is to make the move. There was a footstep. There's an audio cue. Elish knows. He's out in the bedroom. He's got one. Could be more. But he gets away. Comfortably so. Good clear from JBA. Not prepared for Elish to have stuck around. Thought he'd be running. And so Elish offsets that expectation and nets himself a little extra frag. Nice nade damage. slaxz barely limping alive here. And reinforcements slipping on towards the site, but Sin catches Ultimate trying to come in to support Elish. Shui, you better have eyes on this smoke. You better have eyes on. He does in the nick of time, but Elish gone means that bomb is being planted. There's time enough, and Sin. Oh my goodness. Captain doing it all himself.
Oh my God.
Rattling forward, wasting no time.
That is ridiculous right there. What a bailout option from Sin. They knew they had an opportunity, a small window there onto Elish. The weakness on that A-bomb site led to some panicky rotates, and in doing so, he's able to threaten through apartments, dealing with that library presence. And there it is right there. Ultimate coming through in transition. Sin able to force the issue out and towards a site, and goes for everything else afterwards.
So fucking good, man.
Oh, fast play towards middle. Nav trying to commit. Taking a lot of damage again on this banana side here. A lot of flak for Swisher. The utility looking so much more effective, but it's sent back here, and there's a bit of call and response here. Helps doesn't give up on the smoke spam. Even though he's taken down to half HP, still holding confidently on the top of car.
This response as well, right? JBA is like, all right, I'll take the bedroom route this time. See if Elish is waiting for me. He's not. They're playing much further back. Out towards the balcony instead. Quite a start to the round that we're used to seeing. Nobody's dead yet, and we're in a minute in here, Cole.
Util damage maybe keeping both sides at bay here, but again, the A side is definitely weakened in the numbers here. Ultimate going to try and sure things up by posting his op up down range. The timing is going to be brutal for him, though. That's when Swisher decides he wants to slink out and secure a kill. Couldn't have placed that aggression any better, but there's a nice reaction from Malbs. A double kill coming through. That's Huey, actually, that backs him up. Malbs now picks up the AWP. Realizes Sin is stuck in the corner. Bombs down here in Banana and pushing through the smoke there. JBA risks it all.
Sin found some magic in the last. But surely this one is too much to ask. Also with an op, not his typical gun. Or is it for a leash? Neither of them will land their shots. We got Sin on a little bit of a stealth mission.
Gonna sneak out of there and survive. That's some nice shots from Shuey and Malbs.
What's you clinking over there, Cole?
I just had some little electrolyte packet in my water, so I had a spoon inside my cup, and ended up bouncing back at me. Scared me a little bit.
Jump scare.
Yeah.
Might be a few of those coming the way of Liquid. Seems like M80 want to pick up the pace with the limited weaponry with the pistols.
Molly slows him down.
Towards A.
Oh.
Ouch.
Been doing a great job of taking Swisher down with the util damage early. And JBA gonna risk a smoke push. This is what Nap is waiting for. Double down on the smoke push, though. Could be promising, and that leads to a quick trade. A sacrifice of the Tech 9 for Sin to once again work through apartments.
Reinforcements are here now. Re-smoke up on it. You got 2 players on site, 1 more close at hand. Swing past the op. That's not exactly ideal, but Elige can capitalize. Keep his teammate alive as well. They need this kill on ultimate. Combat opping, no scoping around. Headshot has to be delivered. Sin knows he needs a reload, but he's got a minute here to play with. He'll risk the bomb plant and get away with it as well. Has to back off the incendiary, but now he knows where the last two swings right into the fight. This man does not back down. He does not give you any quarter. If he's got a post plant on the A site, he is brawling.
Remind me?
Just goes for a deadly re-swing right there. Sin does it again on this A side through apartments. Just the threat alone, this time forcing into a 1v3 with ultimate providing that no scope. You think it's enough, but you still left Sin standing. He's gonna drop everybody on Liquid. Scrappy bite in the half, and M80 continuing to show that clutch factor like they did on Dust2 in some of these hard to deal with rounds here. Swisher, he's just got phenomenal spacing right now. Inside of the smoke and nearing a library, hearing the rotation shift in his direction. He's going to post up on the perch, and I don't think Elige is ever going to anticipate this. How could a player get in this position? You're going to be left scratching your head. Swisher here's to rotate back towards B. So there's one confirmation there. One less player to worry about on the A side. And now no one left to worry about. Swisher just wins the round outright.
Oh, and he'll just keep adding on to the score. Why not? This guy is lethal, on for the ace. The bomb's being planted. His teammates are thinking, this is great. We haven't even seen anybody. Swisher knows his old teammate painted into a corner. Mobs will give him the fight that he so craves, and Mobs will win the duel, but the trade is swift. No ace for you, Swisher, but the round all too good for M80. and it was nice indeed in quite a few of those rounds. Swisher as well, some serious hero moments for the M80 players, and a very strong half as well to start their Inferno campaign. They've got the lead here, and they are just a few rounds away from potentially claiming the 2-0 over Liquid, a Liquid team that continues to have its share of struggles.
No question about it there. Love themselves a pistol to get the ball moving. Missed out on those on Dust2. Missed out on the first half of Inferno with the JBA impact there. He's once again in apartments. This time he doesn't have the set of dualies. Rocking with the USP on a headshot angle versus the Glocks. Trying to let the heads peek forward first, and he's going to instantly connect. They try and chase him down because I think they landed a goosh, but he's still standing very healthy and is going to do even more damage before backing away. It's a 5v3 early, and they're just starting to take the brackets control here.
Smoke's block vision. Gonna have to brave it.
Okay.
Naf finds the headshot. That's required. I think that was a combo between Naf and Mobs, and now they've got the path in towards B. So Lake is under threat. He's gonna take the tighter angle because he's got these dualies. Just want to tuck fully into the corner. Offset expectation,
Okay.
but it's not gonna matter. Naf jumps past, and now he's got dualies all of his own. And so Naf is giving Liquid a lifeline, both into this round and into this series at that. Let's see if they can hold up against the retake, because M80 are wasting no time. They want this brawl, and they want to connect these kills. Swisher finds the first. Naf trying to dance, can only hold on so long. It falls to Mobs. All headshots required, and it'll be all headshots indeed.
Oh my god.
That's where they got this guy.
Just
That's
instant
why they
right
brought
there.
him in.
Swisher, that's a face. Knowing he's seen that once or twice there. But on the right side of the server for him instead, it's playing up against him there. 3 quick headshots instantly found there and so necessary. It was looking like Liquid were going to let that one slip. 3v3 in the pose plant, but Malbs bails him out. Naf creates the opening. Malbs going to slam it shut.
That's so massive. Just a reminder for context here. We do have a force buy, so this might get very interesting indeed. The situation for Liquid, if they lose this map, they are out in last place of IEM Atlanta. They're out in last place. One of the most storied organizations North America has ever known would be out in last place of a hometown crowd event without ever seeing said crowd, without ever having the opportunity to play in front of the US audience.
They're going to do so without any showing of energy of fight. But they have a little bit of life still left in them, as shown from Malbs right there. Again, that is a round that has to be the catalyst for the rest to arrive.
I mean, credits on the NAF as well, right? Mobs never
Yeah.
gets that position without what NAF does.
Absolutely. 2 key pieces able to elevate here when the moment requires. It's an interesting round though right now. It's 35 seconds left. They've got an option maybe to pivot towards B with the lurking presence, but Mount fades away, and they're going to walk into a decently stacked A bomb site.
Airburst on the Molotov as well. So that means one more player is not going to be revealed by the utility. There's a lot of risk here. JPA connects, but it's not going to be nearly enough. So maybe the Molotov cost them. Now there's an AK to be retrieved. And if Lake weren't so far away, they might have given that just half a shake more of a look in. But instead, they'll back away. They'll sit on their prize of the AK-47, and they'll bring that to fight into the next.
So going to have a couple pieces here to work off of, but nice access created. Once again, NAF being able to enter in as a tip of the spear for that play towards A. And those MAC-10s do run down the pistols. I think the Molly a little bit unfortunate that it misses. Definitely would have helped out the execute, but you know, crucially you see some great flashes tossed in for Liquid to nullify some of that concern. So we're trying to get the MAC 10 in apartments, I think. A couple close range duels going.
A game of hide the JBA.
They're going to do so by putting him on towards B, yeah. He's not here often. Loves that apartments pit position there. Playing over towards that A side. You want to beckon him forward. Try and play with the element of surprise. Although M80 might be duped here by a faster play towards A. If he was in apartments, could be a whole lot more lethal, but this is going to be a pop out into an empty bomb site.
Do you have slaxz around the corner? Maybe he can catch a player. Getting adventurous towards Arch. The flank is coming up from Banana as well, so they are risking a little bit of this firepower to try and get some kills. Shui tagged up, dinked up. The USP would love to get this kill, but Sin contents himself with swapping to the 5-7. A couple of these players are low now, but a couple of these M80 players don't exist anymore, so that's a little bit better.
And play as much contained as possible here, and hold on to that AK while you're at it. Swisher, gonna do a little bit of chip damage, trying to find an exit. And JBA, how much does he want to risk this AK if he slinks back in towards T-spawn? He'll certainly be secure. And that's where he'll hide. Some safety in the round here, another save on the AK here, keep that up and running. And now here starts the M80 gun rounds.
Now we get the buy. But a lead for Liquid. Exactly what they needed to do. A pistol that looked like it was out of their grasp has now given them a new lease on this map. Leash and Shui going to hold on to the SMGs. I wonder if they run it back with the apartment's control. Looks like they might be, yeah. Both SMGs are headed this way. So they're going to try and pressure in towards apartments. This time a little bit more of a normal setup for M80, but it's so quick out from Liquid that there's just no hope to contend here. And Shui even braving the smokes, dancing around to pressure lane. This has triggered the rotation. A fourth player's coming over. Swisher's seen nothing on Banana, but I don't know what's sending Lick back.
Me neither. Yeah, he's going to double back there quickly. I think realizing a hint of indecision could cost him double HE onto the Opper, and it chips away at half his HP. But he's still standing, able to avoid the brunt of that utility.
I think, were Liquid expecting a response here? Because they've gained this space. They have unconfirmed damage, but they haven't really seen anybody yet, so they seem a little nervous about this one. Now here comes the exec. Now they're going to commit. And this time there's going to be 4 players in defense. Make that 3. Lake dries up. Naf makes sure of that. And now the pinch in towards the site as Liquid attempt to constrict to great effect. All headshots from these AKs and not a response from M80.
Yeah, found themselves in some dire positions there, especially with that opening pick coming through from Naf. He has been leveling up for this T side, and he's taken over. Another multi-kill round for him, allowing for the rest of the team, again, to get involved here. Very similar to what he brought on that pistol, and that's going to be a key asset here for Liquid. Headshot clean. No anticipation of that wrap. I think, you know, the communication there gets a little bit awkward with that opening pick. The guy that was responsible for holding that wrap side gets taken care of. All the while, Liquid are scaling. And by then, M80 don't know what hit him.
Terrorists win.
We can save for orb also, and we will have going on. We have strong money on half.
Was an interesting headline coming through from a Lake interview over on towards Dust2 US. Said that their mid-game would be enough to beat Liquid. Imagine that might have been some motivating material on for Liquid. Don't feel like we've been getting M80's mid-game, but certainly now they're finding themselves quite tested here on Inferno.
Definitely been seeing them play at a very high level. We got slaxz with an op, though. He's able to squeak that out with the economy here at least, and an angle, but trying to elevate there. He gets swung down low, and Malbs is going to punish here. Flashbang looking good for Malbs to continue to tear through the defense, and this time on the B site, they're going to run rampant.
This is what Malbs delivers.
Dropped quickly, and yeah, that's exactly right.
Fearless peaks, fast peaks, headshots all the way, and slaxz is having a very rough time of this. He's having a quiet map, certainly by his standards. And Malbs is heating up. Ever since that pistol round, we've seen him pick up kill after kill. That's exactly what Liquid want working for them for this kind of a T side. If your entry is having this kind of success, everything else is easy.
Gonna go for the hunt as well. They should be able to paint Sin in eventually. I think he's in pit right now, but he's gonna be able to sneak his way out of this round. Maybe grab himself a rifle. An upgrade would be nice. Sneaks past the corner of the bottom of mid. Naf is gonna fall. The gun gonna be scooped up. Threat through boiler, and he survives. He just barely escapes there. So Inakez is rewarding a timeout from M80. Gonna be coming through here soon.
Houdini-esque rifle save. Dude's been playing Splinter Cell. Second timeout called for Def here. Trying to find some answers as they are running out of time on this Inferno. Reminder, this is M80's map pick, but Liquid surging now off of the back of some very strong entry work. Let's just do something.
Go somewhere together. So we're getting aggression this round. We're going to get some proactivity out of the defense. M80 willing to play with some risk on a gun round as well. We'll see how that pays off for them, or if it pays off. Three players starting over towards B, so that might be where that pressure is going to be applied. They're looking to
pretty normal so far. She got Malbs with this initial toe hold. They haven't taken any utility damage back the other way either. So Liquid are thinking, well, this is great. We've got some vision on Banana. We've got some control here. We haven't eaten a million nades. This is feeling like a luxury.
Yeah.
Now some of the util builds. And Liquid are playing behind it. So this doesn't affect them at all, but it does mean that Liquid, we're a minute on the clock, and they don't really have any control yet on this map. Does feel like a reasonable read, though, because there is some limitation to the utility that M80 have to bear. And they've now given up B entirely. They're going to work A. 40 seconds.
On the scene here with this op ready to cover off the rap side, but there is a little bit of unity in Sin and JBA trying to play off of each other. The rap side smokes coming in order as well. And slaxz responsible for holding things together. Have to have some impact here and now. Otherwise, you might not have many opportunities. And crouching underneath the crosshair. Again, it's none other than Malbs to open up proceedings and deliver a multi. Sin still standing, but will be dropped. That's the A side opened up completely. And there is another Liquid round.
Another massive impact moment coming through from Malbs. Ton of responsibility on him. I mean, he's just peeking the op. There was no flashbang to set that up. He's just ducking under the crosshair. And slaxz's shot, rather, just goes a little wide. And Malbs will not be allowing him a second. He's too quick on it. The lobotomist, precise with his surgeries.
Just dealing some massive damage here. And you do question, you know, what the game plan was there for M80. Just we heard the situation, they do something together, trying to link up on the M80 side, expecting that aggression to come through afterwards. But they try and hold a standard setup, and they're letting Malbs peek into them. That's a big problem.
Smiles in the Liquid camp. There's the third time out. Def coming right back in and being like, guys, not like that. That is not what we talked about. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
So if this mid round where we think, oh, we don't know where the fuck they are, let's do 3. And let's pick up the energy 20%. Energy is dropped. It's dropped. You got this.
A lot of information here. Getting a lot of words coming through.
Energy certainly has dropped in the M80 camp.
Yeah, definitely. Right. All those good vibes coming through from the first half, coming through from Dust2. They need something to spark them right back up. Some sort of a dynamic play, a multi-kill, a retake, anything. Because they're certainly running out of opportunities here on Inferno. And at the half switch, I don't think anyone would have quite seen this going. Liquid have run 6 rounds in a row here. Looking for the 7th, though this time Ultimate will take a whole lot of damage.
Oh, Mob's trying to do it again here, playing on the edge of the smoke, and Lake did catch a visual. So they're going to be able to avoid the peek from Malbs for now. Try and set up a flashbang for Lake to get activated. Another one, in fact, here, trying to take the duel on head first. As we said, Lake wanted to be put in the spotlight there, having himself a tough game, backed up by slaxz. Two very integral pieces to the roster here. Kind of being nullified and continued by Malbs here, just dominant on the damage here, and the molly even catches just enough to deal with Swisher. The re-aggression towards Banana punished. Just gotta leave Liquid with a couple different options here. It looks like the answer is to finish this one off towards A. And again, another opportunity for slaxz.
Yeah, if there's going to be a moment to shine, this would be it. Connects the first shot, adjusts in towards the apartments. Has a teammate. Now fighting from the pit. JBA trying to strike, succeeds in doing so. JBA keeping himself alive, leaves it all on Ultimate. And Ultimate is the walking wounded. Good damage since the beginning of the round, and Sin rallies to support. So they needed slaxz to deliver. He finally finds his backbone. He finally finds his stand. Connects his op shots. Sets up JBA as well. That was necessary for M80. They've given themselves a chance here on the Inferno.
That's a small detail, but you can see the way that they're peeking into slaxz, and his crosser aimed a lot lower this time around. He got caught by the... Get the op this time. He got peeked by Malbs just the round prior with that crouch swing. And so he's aiming low, making sure to deal with that. Malbs going to take some flack in the flames here, and Swisher with a double down. M80 bringing the energy now.
That's looking a little more dynamic. Now they got the util to support it as well. That's the way you like to see it. That's more of let's make a play, let's go somewhere together.
Want to do even more here. It looks like Lake's trying to set up utility, but they're going to contact walk this one in towards B. That's a risk because right now both players with utility out, not guns. Swisher sees the barrel. There's the indicator, and there's the dismissal. Ultimate able to punish, and there's space now created towards B.
What a blunder that was. Just expecting something. They had no idea that it would come in dry. Getting ahead of themselves might have just cost them here. A 4-on-3 retake is far from a comfortable thing for M80. And slaxz has been waiting to see if there'd be alert coming through, so they have to wait for him to rally with the troops.
No smokes right now for this retake either.
HE, Incendiary, bunch of flashes. One smoke picked up. Okay, so that gets deployed towards Banana. slaxz finds Ultimate, trying to make a dynamic move. And here comes the clear out on the site. Last player smoked off, so Naf's just trying to play the angle with the Molotov, but he's got it. Is it on? Is JBA burning? He is indeed. He's won the round with one Molotov and a little spam through the smoke. Naf secures it. A cool set of hands always. Wipes a little sweat from his brow and confirms a map point for Liquid.
That's beautiful right there from Naf. The molly on the money. Fully composed retake, but as you said, the big blunder being that lackadaisical approach to the B site hold after getting the multi-kill, right? And there you go, Liquid getting loud here, looking revived. Felt like they were dead in the water after what we saw on Dust2, but a big fight in the second half. T-side taking over. And another chance to try and close things out and extend this series. Looking for a third map.
Pressure on to this B side. There's 3 players here. But can they withstand? The moment Lake stays alive. And Liquid will back away, having detected the presence. They want nothing to do with this. They're going to work the other side of the map, and we see Sin rotating to try and address this.
Yeah, Lake's pushing around the edge of that smoke. He's kind of got banana called clear. So there's even more reason to rotate, but the op shot misses. Ultimate unable to punish. So now Liquid know that M80 know that they're coming A.
It's confirmation. slaxz wants to take the dynamic angle, wants to fight forward. He misses his shot, misses his opportunity, leaves it all to Sin. Everything on his shoulders, and those shoulders, can they shoulder this burden? They crumble. Lake versus 3. They're wounded. These players are tagged up. There's something to work with at least, but as he tries to chase the bomb, Naf will punish his aggression. We've got a series. We are going the distance. Liquid after the half switch. Make no more mistakes. Drop 1 single round on their T side of Inferno. And now we go to Ancient.
We see so
to defend, and only one of them will live to see another map of CS here. It's all to play for. We have gone the distance here, Cole. A Liquid team that frankly was looking down and out, play themselves back into form in the second half of Inferno, and now we've got a real competition.
we saw some real excitement out of Naf, out of Malbs. We saw what these players can do at their peak in some of those rounds on Inferno that were difficult to draw out of. Can they keep up that level on Ancient?
Excitement out of Nav? You must have been watching a different player cam than I was.
I mean, not in his expression.
He gave us excitement.
Yes.
I'm with you. All right, fast play. Speaking of excitement, in towards A. They're wasting no time about this one. Smoke to block off Lake, which means it's just going to be JDA in the donut. You can do anything about this. Never mind, last bullet in the magazine. That's a headshot. Come on now. JBA, they're trying to chase him down, and Naf will do exactly that. Bomb will be planted. And now with the donut control here, defense gets so much easier.
Yeah, it's going to be a great chance in the post plant here to activate. Not a lot of utility to get through this one for the side of M80. Dolberetta's rattling off, but there's the problem here. Too much resistance, and Malb still handing out headshots as he does best. 4 kills quickly afterwards, and shutting down that retake effort coming through from M80.
This is what lit the way for Liquid back on Inferno, right? Naf and Mobs. Naf giving them some opportunities, keeping them in some rounds they maybe should have been locked out of, and then Mobs finding his presence as that entry, finding his space, and making it so that they had to respect his presence over in the M80 camp. This is something Alish touched on in the pre-interview, but every game for Liquid is massively important to keep them in contention in the VRS, to give them opportunities at events next season. It's not just about playing in Atlanta. It's not just about playing for the hometown crowd. It's about staying in the conversation for Counter-Strike in general and not having to just battle completely out of the woods to get back to tournaments.
That's a great point there. So hard to get back into that realm of conversation if you drop off too far. And even those like tier 2, EU events have not treated them kindly either.
No.
There's never any guarantee that you can claw your way back after dropping off in form. So every win of the utmost importance here. Survival in Atlanta here going to be important. They want to fight on.
The wild world of VRS is unforgiving. We'll pick up a hunt up. See what kind of damage they can do. How much of an appetite for this brawl does Liquid have? A lot of chance to make money off of the SMGs, but likewise a certain amount of exposure to go along with it. Shui's just funneling back the guns. Doesn't want them getting their grubby little mitts on any of his precious firearms.
I'll flashbang for Naf. Is he safe? Yeah, just about. A little concerned with that bomb blast on Ancient. Oh, it just sneaks away Mac 10 at the end. Nicely done for M80 to keep things contained, but yeah, not too many difficulties closing that one down for Liquid. Just a quick access point there provided by Ultimate. Round kind of done and dusted from that point forward. I mean, a loss here for Liquid would have put them in 53rd in the VRS, which is kind of crazy. There's a nade stack kill. JBA doesn't get to play the round. Doubling up on that utility. He's already sidelined. And now knowing that Malb's been playing with that confidence level, he's going to continue to try and open up access here. He's going to do it over towards that A side. Helped out and backed up by Naf, who's also feeling it. Nice shot from slaxz. Gonna leave Elise limited.
Naf is ducking off of the site with the bomb. I mean,
That
big
is
poison.
interesting.
They had control, but they, I guess, were anticipating this response back in, so wanted to reset. Just leave mobs in action here.
Not a bad idea to, you know, calm things down and keep things composed, but that's gonna complicate it. When Sin's able to claim a kill like that, scoop up a better gun. Now they're stuck in limbo
They've given up
in
all
between
the
two
control.
mines. And they're going back towards A, but guess where Sin is heading as well? He's going to back up Swisher. He's going to get tucked in the back of Big Box here as well. Now, Sin not fully convinced. But low HP on Nafia, there could be some complications.
They have incendiaries to clear him out. Oh, but they go deep. They don't molly the big box. It's a Swisher. He's going to punish one. Naf so low. Could have been vulnerable as well. Safe Sin can bring this through, but he doesn't have the range for it. Shui keeps him at arm's reach, and so this one doesn't get out of hand. But that was a weird enough mid-round call.
They had B. They had the smokes down in CT. I don't know what more you could really want at that point. To fall back away with bomb is an interesting choice. You're just thankful that you don't get punished for it in this case. Extra reinvestments. Look at the util damage here. Swisher not shying away from these duels. You're trying to help out his mid defense. Malb's breaking through the smoke though, and they're going to trade nicely. Malb's with a multi into the B bomb site. They go with that smoke still in bloom. They're not super confident, but they have every reason to be here. There's no one present left for M80.
No, not at all. Sometimes you just have to roll the dice in the mid fight, and this time Liquid definitely come out on top. This is where Mobs has made so much of his name. Mid on Ancient in particular is a bit of a signature fight for Mobs. And
Such a specialty of his.
That was really where he came onto the Tier 1 international radar back in his M80 days. Had some really dominant games on it.
I almost feel like that was what intrigued G2 was, you know, a map of Ancient. It was that one of the seasons of Pro League that M80 made a decent run, had played G2 close. And definitely drew some attention right there.
Yeah, I think...
Season 19 or 20?
I want to say he dropped like 30 or 40
Yeah.
mid of Ancient, and that was shortly before he got picked up by G2.
It was one of those rare things that you don't see as much nowadays, but when your opponent is just working you so hard.
No, I think it's coming back into vogue, man. Because we had, like, I mean, Moldoy on Furia owned them in scrims, and they were like, we got to get this guy. You know, sometimes the proof is in the pudding, and when a guy can wreck you in the server, that is the proof that you require.
It's a good tryout to know what it feels like. Give that same feeling to your opposition.
Season 19.
Yeah.
And Mobs went 38 and 31.
Oh my god.
That map of Ancient.
Just ridiculous. Oh, Leash with utility out here. Could be vulnerable. Still gets his rifle out in time and ducks away. Nicely done. It's not much information to know as he was hoping for it. It's instantly reclaimed by slaxz, but window of opportunity definitely created towards this A side. If they want to capitalize, they got to speed it up. Or do they? I mean, they're rotating towards B.
Yeah. They don't want this. They don't want this heat. slaxz with that missed shot. I don't know that he's going to want to stick around at all. Trying to find safe haven in among the flames. There's nowhere to go. There is no safe tile. He's burnt alive, and with that, their hopes of this round go up in smoke. M80 watching 5 tick onto the board for Liquid as they are bringing this momentum they gained on Inferno and rolling right over the M80 defense.
Beautiful utility right there. This is all according to plan for Liquid. Even extras out of NAF, rather. Gonna claim another frag before he heads out. But 5-0 here. M80 left scratching their heads. Beautiful duel from Elise to open up proceedings, and then the utility in towards Donut. slaxz got one opportunity to fire off a shot. And then no opportunity to escape there.
They're going to need that slaxz from Dust2 back.
Yeah.
There's definitely a sore spot in the Inferno game. Can't be giving them any chance, right? That's just what we've realized here. If you miss that first shot, you're not getting a second right now. Not with the speed that Mobs and NAF are moving into these engagements. And now it feels like everybody else is kind of getting on the same page.
If you're slaxz, you're kind of feeling fortunate to get one shot off here with how Inferno looked, right? You didn't even get a chance to pull the trigger on some of those duels with how quick Malbus was.
Okay, do it. And then take his smoke. And Keith, you're just close to roll it.
Are you flashing from the missile?
Questions being asked there.
Smooth over there. Get the finances right. Pass the guns around. Ultimate gonna have the only off here. He's gonna take the initial engagement, hunting up the ramp, collecting ankle shots on slaxz. Lucky to jump out of that one, but he is limping. Achilles pinged, and there's so many players here for the defense. There's 4 here for M80, a 5th on the way. Liquid pushed their chips all in, and M80 were ready to call their bluff. A nade to chase, and now Liquid have to back away.
slaxz down low here. Will he be overlooked? That's his one lifeline. And a big opportunity to thrive, even on that low HP. He's going to line them up. Bomb on the floor. M80 desperate for a revival. A flawless victory would be just that.
Talk about impact off of a timeout. My goodness, they were looking listless before. And Liquid try and throw the change-up pitch coming off of that timeout, coming towards B. No such opportunity. See if Elise can do some damage here. Damage matters quite a bit. There's money available in the Liquid camp, but this CT defense is still very much fledgling. If he can find a kill.
Oh,
That is
gosh.
precious. First one collected. Snappy on the aim, but JBA will prove too tough a task.
I mean, that right there is a big battle of the mind games. I feel like off the back of the timeout, Liquid try and throw up a big play towards B. They haven't really touched that side of the map. They've been focusing so much on middle and A.
Was I hearing that correctly in the cams? Was or M80 chirping after their one round win?
They were chirping.
I like it. All right, sure. Why not? Create that confidence. Create that confidence, guys.
You got to start somewhere here. This has to be a rallying point. I think Def's going to look to make sure of it.
Just do one window to emit really light nicknames. You want them to walk out after one rifle.
Well, where do you want me to, where should we move?
He's getting very clear, very hands-on in terms of exactly how he wants rounds to play out. I think we saw this attempted over on towards Inferno, and I think Def is trying to make sure that they get this sequence of rounds early enough that they can start to build into this half. So it makes sense to use the 2 timeouts here if he believes that can be the difference. Now we see. Now we see if they convert off of this round and if we start to get a real defense here out of M80. slaxz meets a lot of util damage getting in towards Donut. He's not quite going to go for the aggressive peek down middle, and now Liquid are going to start to fill the
Four
void.
players in Donut right now for M80. This is wild
They're
stuff
calling
here.
Liquid out on some of these plays.
Yeah. I mean, trying to anticipate what's next here. But 4 players in Donut is an absurd setup. We'll see how
Can't
it pans
last
out
long.
for them. You wonder, I mean, at some point here, do they want to retake mid control with that positioning here? They're waiting for that smoke to fade. Maybe a little bit of setup from JBA, maybe a dry peek. Late going in first, and he's able to punish the presence from Malbs and find the follow-up up high as well. That's when slaxz gets involved. And the slow press through, dry swinging into these duels here, going to work wonders for M80. Continuing to press the issue with Sin. He'll drop, but it still doesn't leave Liquid with a whole lot.
All right,
You
Dev.
got the clutch factor from NAF, though.
Look, I know it's Lake and slaxz to get those kills, but this is a def round. This is a coach round. That was a clear gimmick, if you will.
I mean, back to
a
back.
very clear read, very clear play in the last 2 rounds. This is Def having his impact felt to try and get M80 back into this game.
That's so important right there. 2 rounds in a row there. You already chirped on the last round, so you can't lose the next, right? And they're able to
Do you think he
close it
called the
out.
timeout before they chirped, or afterward? He's like,
It was
all right,
definitely
guys.
before.
All right, I got to make sure we got this
Yeah, yeah. We can't lose this next one. And man, what a call that was. Light mid utility early on. Let them work a little bit of space there, and then 3 players just inch their way through Donut later down the line. And Lake is able to execute. Important to get slaxz conf. I mean, both those players really didn't get a lot going for themselves in Inferno. So trying to get them activated here on Ancient early on.
I smoke Mason, just go. I'm not smoke, I'm not molly.
Liquid could very well be at a breaking point in their economy here. If this round doesn't go right, HE for the mid blown open. Lee's taken care of here. Trade is back from NAF though. So it is a level playing field.
So a mixed bag for either side on that one. All right, now seems like Liquid want a group to come in towards B, or at least work a little bit of B main control, work in towards Cave, Jaguar. And there's a response coming from M80. They're constantly trying to be dynamic with these. Here comes the approach. Here comes the spot. They've seen some players. Do they realize Sin's tucked in towards the corner? It was the ramp player who was spraying. Is that enough to distract the smoke?
That's nice.
They have no idea. He waits for the second. Trigger discipline gonna be
man.
good here, and Sin's just seen it all. He got the bomb as well, so now they're gonna have to take their time to reconfirm. Secret Agent Sin has pulled off his mission.
That smoke towards the top of ramp fully sells it. They hear Swisher fall away, but that smoke tossed in right there makes you think nothing is left in the presence, and it is going to end the exact same way the last round did.
Doing it again.
With Naf and Malbs to hold on.
Oh no. Back-to-back T-side saves really just have you stewing in it. It was a sneak peek. Sin got a early copy of First Light, living his 007 life. Stone Cold Killer, this man. Well, as time expires, it's going to be very tough to actually build up an economy here for Liquid if they keep doing this. Can't say I'm ever really that big of a fan of the T-side save.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one here, but especially back-to-back, as you said, you're just sitting there watching the rounds fade away. They do got some great economy built up on the CT side. M80, the ones that are thriving here, it's a couple dominant rounds in a row that they're able to pull together, and they've got a little bit of a safety net to fall back on now.
And it's been the
They're trying to
CT
piece it together.
proactivity that's been the difference maker here, Cole.
More of it. They're going to push in towards A main here with the op and rifle combo.
Oh, this time there's presence coming. It's all the pistols. This could be dangerous.
Oh,
Sin's been left on an island. What can he give them? Well, one. That's not quite
the
enough.
gun got shot out though.
Did it actually?
I think so. Yeah, they're not picking it up.
Yeah, wow. It's been left on an island. What can he give them? Well, one. That's not quite
The
enough.
gun got shot out, though.
Did it actually?
I think so. Yeah, they're not picking it up.
Yeah, wow. It got shot out the little tiny window there.
That's crazy.
That's so unfortunate for Liquid. Wait, can we... Is that not retrievable?
It's hidden
I'm
in
sure
the...
you can grab it.
Yeah, it's hidden, though. You know, it's got a little leaf over it, and it is a fire serpent, so a little bit of camouflage as well.
Surely you know he had a rifle, though.
Yeah.
None of these pistols want to go looking for it?
The pistols don't look interested, though. Let's see if they check it, because you're going to get shooty. The first person
walking
to
right
enter in.
past
Yeah, he
it.
has no interest.
What? Okay. All right. Sure. All right. All right. Bet. Incendiary out. There's already a player through. That's the bomb. That was the bomb. The bomb was the one that got sectioned off by the incendiary. That's not exactly ideal. But let's see if they can recover it. They are kind of required to.
Ooh.
They've done so. Ultimate gets a kill on Swisher with the Tech 9 as he tries to rotate into support.
Donut Smoke's going to fade soon.
Oh, it is. It is.
Not in
But
time,
Mobs has
though.
got his gun out. He's not looking the right way. The flank is on. Mobs is done. And here's the cleanup as Lake sweeps in and washes them away.
Well handled in the late round right there. Big sigh of relief.
Still, I think
M80.
quite good for Liquid that they actually do get that bomb plant.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been a tough spot. And now they can start to regain this economy.
Just going to give him a little bit of life there for sure.
Listen to me, Fritz, baby. Listen. No, but
It looks like Snow is eating Alicia's head when he sits in his normal... He's just taking a big old
Giant
bite.
Snow.
Ah!
Giant Snow is chomping on a leash.
like a jawbreaker. Big old gumball. Can you tell it's getting late, folks? Give him a
So
lick.
perfect, though.
Like a strawberry ice cream cone up there.
It's a perfect scoop. Now I want some ice cream.
We'll have to ask Snow what a leash tastes like. All right, locking in. This round, critical, and Lake is going to get first blood. A leash, delicious or not, is out of play in this round. And Lake readjusts to try and address the A approach. Smoke coming up here, but Incendiary to section them off. They'll brave it. Nice shot from Ultimate. JBA gets his bell rung, and now there's a chance at the bomb plant. Mobs finds Swisher again on the rotation, so advantage Liquid. And a decision needs to be made. There's money enough that M80 can risk this, but they're not being given any easy pass back into this round. slaxz solo on a mission trying to clear out the donut with so many players dancing around him.
Oh.
He'll get nothing. And with that, I'd imagine M80's appetites for this one might be slipping away, and they may not get the chance to survive. Only Sin.
Running away early. There's only one player left. Tries to make a late move. I don't think he had a kit, so it might not have mattered anyways, but gonna also fall with the rest of the squad. This is where the bank account of M80 gonna work in their favor, but that was a man advantage there picked up. You take down Elise early on his mid fight. That A side does crumble there, and Mal was able to find some big impact once again throughout that middle position. So at least a tied scoreline here for Liquid. Chance to gain even more on this T side. They've got util set up for middle, though. A lot of it, in fact. They want to cycle in those flashes as much as possible. Make sure that Elise is working through these angles here in middle. Ooh, that's promising there. Swisher finishes the job. The spam damage there back and forth, but Swisher comes on top in the end. slaxz with the op ready on scopes. It still lands, but will drop quickly afterwards. The rest of the team arriving on the scene, though, for M80. A lot of help here provided, and JBA going to provide the security with 2 finishing kills. And M80 quickly pounced back.
Let's go!
Nicely done. Def likes what he sees here. And a reminder for how dire this half started. It was 5-0 at the jump. Liquid only 1 round since. So hell of a recovery coming through from M80 as they look to knot things up to send us into the half. Still chance for Liquid to capitalize and emerge with the lead, but far from the dominant performance it looked to be for one moment. Ultimate on MP7. A little bit of chip damage coming off of the utility here. They want to go for the aggressive play in towards middle. That means Liquid backs away. They don't want this fight.
Running around here for Liquid successful. A lot of spam being attempted.
Start
Back and forth here for both squads. Yeah, I know. I'm still a couple reloads coming through from Sin. A1S still has a lot of ammo, but there goes the full swing, and Sin eventually starts to connect on some of that damage, but it is the full team of Liquid waiting for that follow-up peek. Still 2 more defenders on B, though, so it's not empty whatsoever.
That's a bomb.
Oh, that's a bomb.
That's the bomb. Nobody was with him. Nobody can retrieve it. Now they have to brave Jaguar.
They don't know about Swisher either.
They don't know. It was the player window who actually got the kill, so this could be a big concern. He makes the move out, takes the Molotov, but gets himself an extra for it. Well worth the price. A little bit too wide on that JBA. Now they know they have to get past Swisher, but Swisher leaves it into the clutch. Alige versus slaxz. Both players fully healthy. Op versus Rifle, and Alige goes on a foot race to get towards the A site. He'll have plenty of time to plant, to pick whatever angle he wants to play onto this. And slaxz has to rally and rotate all the way back through Donut. Goes to the AK to make this a little bit easier. Both players in the teens on the bullets. And Alige just tucked into the corner. Did he hear the audio cue? slaxz just made a move. Now he knows. He's gone loud. There's the tap, but he pulls the trigger a little too quick. slaxz! Little misclick on the keyboard, and that means Liquid emerge from this half with a 2-round lead. 7-5, and all to play when we come back. approaches midnight in Atlanta, and it's time for one of these teams to turn back into a pumpkin. For one of these squads, their run at the Intel Extreme Masters will come to a close here and now. And that cry of relief, of joy, of whatever it was from Swisher may just be the last sound that they hear at this tournament. Liquid in the lead, 2 rounds to their name, and the dualies out. 3 dualies.
Yeah.
We got 6 pistols on 3 players here, Cole. This is downright crazy.
More guns. Does it equal more wins? Pistol working out in Liquid's favor in the first half. Can they claim both of them? Shui does get off the line there, ready with the utility, but they still have ultimate as that presence and a smoke down. Question for M80 is do they go through it here? They're going to say yes, and the dualies get nothing.
Oh boy.
And Shui only good for 1 there. The quick play here working wonders for M80, but they want to press in towards Donut, and that's where more dualies get involved. Elise at the ready. He's good for 1. Nap now with the dualies going to fire up as well. And Malbs so clean on the headshots with that USP going to provide. It's once again Nap and Malbs able to deliver for Liquid.
It's both pistols now in this map. Was a huge spark for them in the first half, right? Ran 5 rounds off of that pistol. Could be enough to light them through here. I mean, there's only so many more rounds required. So M80 cannot allow that kind of a lead to build again. There's just not the margin for it. And so the third timeout comes in. This is the last chance for Def to get involved. This is where he's using it. They're both hugely effective at jump-starting M80 back into it in the first half. Now he's got an idea.
What you said is exactly right here. This is your opportunity to strike back and quickly move on this T side. We saw what Depth's impact was bringing in that first half. It ignited M80 back online. When they were down 5-0, we're able to claw back a half and show some spirit, show some fight.
Mason, we need your smoke later. Later you're on aiming. First you boost. No.
I think we're going to see a boost towards middle. And later, a main. Trying to boost past the smoke, though, I think is the first point of contact here for M80 to try and take some space towards middle.
That's exactly what they're setting up. Nate doesn't quite find the angle. So Lakes may be looking for the aggression to come out of Jag. There is none. So they drop that boost, but Swisher moves in to take this control. And he's getting a lot of room in the cave. He's making a ton of noise. He's trying to draw this presence, but the response from Liquid, they're saying, why are you making so much noise without getting any resistance? We're going looking down the ramp. So actually, this winds up working out very nicely for Liquid. Now they've got this deep control in towards B main. They're starting to send the third player over to address Red Room, and now Swisher realizes he's been rumbled. Malbs runs him down. Now they know. Now you got to activate if you're M80. The jig is up. You're not getting the element of surprise going your way, so you just got to try and bring the pressure. And Sin realizes he can't get through in towards mid. Lake finds one, but the trade is there. This is actually looking pretty good for a bomb plant. Control of Donut should allow them the chance to punch in the numbers, and that's already a nice victory for M80, considering how rough this started. More damage from Lake. Can he be the hero? Needs to get a fresh magazine in. Able to do so. 35 bullets to his magazine, but it's Malbs instead to find the shots required. Defuse on. Damage. Bomb plant. Does that mean M80 goes back in?
I mean, just keeping up this high performance. Full head of steam for Malbs from Inferno, carrying forward here for this map of Ancient. And starts it off with this information and kill towards that B side of the map there, and ends up finishing the job as well. 15-7 right now for Liquid. He's looking to keep him alive in Atlanta. It is another scrappy purchase here. Not all in, but Lake is going to give himself a little bit of opportunity here. Some leverage as they wait those HEs out. Don't take that much damage from it, but there will be space created towards middle. And some of that limited utility that M80 had to bring to the table is already spent on trying to set up.
Leash has an idea of this, right? Because they did try that boost up again. They were looking at it. And Alicia's wondering, the last couple rounds, something's been going on in the early. You saw him check the spam. They saw Nade go in to clear it.
Alicia just cleared the cubby. I mean, no one in B spotted. Some contact taken from Sin at the very least is some damage out of the Glock, but he's forced to fall back and retreat. So it's a losing battle on B here for the T side. And they have to go into it with the understanding that Liquid control so much of the map.
Yeah, they're going to be doing this late. Part of the idea here is to make sure they don't have quite as much utility as they might otherwise. Which we can see it's pretty concentrated on ultimate at this point. And he is a tree player.
Oh!
Doesn't matter if you can't get towards the site. Easy spray down from Naf. Barely has to shift his mouse. Just chews them all up and spits them out.
Caught that jiggle right there. Looking like that could have been the setup, but instead, it's a big spray down. Naf handling business. Ends up taking that AK down first, which is a massive luxury. M80, do they have solutions? Got to come now in this gun round. Can't work through middle right now. It is constantly being pressed by utility and doubling up towards A main. Again, Liquid want to control the map. This time doing it in a different direction. They'll give over mid. But it could very well be on a timer right now. If this A aggression continues, it's punished though. JBA goes and checks the flank. Ultimate wants to try and press forward as well, but knows that it's a big risk. He just goes and levels the playing field though. Lake catching some damage. All the numbers are even here, and the rotates are right. Liquid are where they need to be. Smoke freshened towards the doors, but I mean, M80 already passed it, so got to be prepared for what's around the corner. And Malb's holding the line early, does more damage as well. JBA trying to inch his way up the ramp, has to get his util off first. Only Elise left standing on the site. He's still holding the line, though. Distracting for the last, and Swisher cannot sustain the further fights there. Ultimate able to wallbang him out of the round. And Liquid move towards 11.
The big man, the franchise player, returned. Elige delivering. And all that momentum, all that energy for M80 from the first half, they haven't been able to get started here. The slow starts feel like they're going to cost them. And so it is a desperate partial buy here. You've got some utility to try and get on towards the site, to try and get a bomb plant, to try and keep the pressure up. Do they want to go fast? They want to go slow. They're showing the smokes. That's going to coax Liquid into thinking there might be a little bit more in this round than otherwise could be.
Ultimate in prime position to find some impact here. Flashbang avoided. And it's a leg shot. No kills confirmed here, but Naf will do just that. Big spray down coming through from Naf. Easy does it versus the pistols once again, and Elise comes through to help him out as well. And that dynamic duo does it all. It is 12 locked in. Liquid looking to move forward past M80.
It's fitting that it's the three North American players that are propelling them over at this point. Naf, Elige, and Malbs fighting to stay here at the Intel Extreme Masters Atlanta. A lot of conversation going into this one. This is the last chance, obviously. Do or die for M80's chances in Atlanta. Could all be over in just a flash. slaxz looking for that nade pop. Can't find anything off of it. He was blind for the whole engagement as well. There was no one on the other side. So the initial idea for M80 doesn't bear fruit. It's time to go to plan B. Be present
the op here. They want to deal with
for them.
Taking that shelf control here. Ultimate's on the ready to try and pass this angle. They have the util to get past. It doesn't look like it, and they're going to dry swing it into that op, and Shui going to back him up as well. Now it's time for the Polish squad to get involved here as they're looking to put the finishing touches on this one.
It's going to be the hero. A walk through smoke certainly not going to be the answer, and Lake catches damage on the collat as well. 20 health, all that remain between M80 and elimination. Lake creeps forward, trying to find something, anything, but it'll take a miracle here. And Liquid are giving him nothing on the fights. Ultimate, his first test, and Ultimate will be enough. Liquid survived. It took everything, a full series, a battle back in. But on the second half of Ancient, they move clear of the competition and send M80 home. Liquid continue fighting in Atlanta, continue battling to represent